Welcome back, Sacred Soul. Today's topic is one that many of us were taught to fear, suppress, or avoid, but it's time we bring it back into the light. We're talking about sexual liberation, not the kind designed for male pleasure or performance, but the kind that awakens your power, your voice, and your sovereignty. We're going to explore this through the lens of Lilith, the first woman who said no to submission and yes to her body, her boundaries, and her sensuality. If you ever felt shame around your body, guilt around desire, fear about expressing your sensual self, this message is for you because you deserve to come home to your body, reclaim your pleasure, and reconnect with your divine feminine fire. You entered into the Dark Mother Mystery School, a sanctuary where we reclaim lost feminine wisdom, honor the dark divine mother, and restore balance to a world that has forgotten its roots. Who am I? I am Shadow Moon, priestess, oracle, and head mistress of the sacred temple space. Here we do not fear the darkness, we embrace it as the source of transformation. If you are ready to awaken, reclaim, and rise, then you are in the right place. Subscribe to join this journey and let the mysteries unfold before you. Lesson 1: Why women feel disconnected from their sexuality. Let's start by naming what many of us carry: religious trauma that taught us our bodies were sinful. The disconnection often stems from layers of societal conditioning, religious teachings, and generational trauma. Many women are taught from a young age that their bodies are objects to be controlled, judged, or hidden. Messages like cover up, be modest, or good girls don't talk about sex create a foundation of shame. Add to this the portrayal of feminine sexuality in media, often reduced to male centric pleasure or performance. And it's no wonder many women struggle to see their sensuality as sacred. Religious trauma plays a significant role, especially in traditions that equate desire with sin. Women are often burdened with the idea that their bodies are inherently tempting or dangerous, leading to guilt and fear around pleasure. Cultural norms further reinforce this, silencing conversations about sex and pleasure, leaving women to navigate their desires in isolation. Cultural shame that told us desire made us dirty, and generational silence that told us never to speak of sex, let alone enjoy it. Many of our mothers and grandmothers were never given the tools or permission to explore their sexuality and sensuality, passing down a legacy of repression. But this disconnection isn't permanent, it's a wound that can be healed. These wounds didn't begin with you, but healing them can start with you. Many of us were taught that being sexual or sensual meant being dangerous, that to be desired meant being degraded, that to embrace pleasure was to walk away from God. But here's the truth: your sexuality and sensuality is not a sin, it is your sacred birthright. And Lilith knew that. Lesson 2: Lilith as the archetype of sexual freedom. Lilith wasn't cast out of being evil, for being evil. She was exiled for being unapologetically free. Lilith is the embodiment of unapologetic sensuality, sexuality, and sovereignty. Her power is one of rebellion against domination and reclaiming her power. When Adam demanded she lie beneath him, she said no, not because she didn't want union, but because she refused to be dominated. She chose exile over subservience, a bold act of self respect and autonomy. This makes her a powerful archetype for women seeking to reclaim their sexual freedom and sexual energy. Lilith's energy is fierce, unapologetic, and deeply rooted in self love. She teaches us that sexuality is not about submission or performance, it's about creation, connection, and liberation. She represents the woman who owns her desires without shame, who sets boundaries without apology, and who sees her body as a temple, not a battlefield. Walking with Lilith means embracing your sensuality and sexuality as a source of power. It's about saying yes to pleasure and reclaiming your body as your own. She reminds us that our sexuality is not something to fear, it's something to celebrate. She represents the woman who says, I choose how I give my body. I choose how I experience pleasure. I choose what turns me on and what turns me off. Lilith, she is the archetype of the following. Number one, orgasmic healing. Lilith reminds us that pleasure is not just physical, it's energetic and spiritual. Through conscious connection to your body and sexual energy, you can release shame, trauma, and stagnant emotions stored in the body. Orgasms become more than a climax, they become a form of healing where energy moves, blockages clear, and the soul returns home to itself. Number two, sensual serenity. Lilith's refusal to be dominated is the ultimate lesson in owning your body. She teaches us that we are the only authority over our pleasure, our touch, and our yes. Sensual serenity means you are in charge of what happens to your body and how you express desire on your terms with no outside validation needed. Number three, sacred seduction without shame. Seduction, when reclaimed, is not manipulation, it's magnetism. Lilith seduces not to please, but to express. She shows us that being seen, desired, and erotic is not dirty, it's divine. Sacred seduction is when your sensual energy flows without shame or apology. You own your allure, your essence, and your ability to attract not just lovers, but life itself. To walk with Lilith is to remember that your body is not a battlefield, it is a temple. Lesson three, practical ways to reclaim your sexual power. Here's how you begin to reclaim your sensuality and sexuality in alignment with Lilith's energy. You want to de religify your pleasure because religion has taught us that it's so sinful. So, write down every belief you were taught about sex or your body. Ask, is this mine or was this given to control me? And then, after you've written it down, you can burn, bury, or rip up the beliefs that no longer serve your liberation. You can also do mirror work. Stand nude or partially clothed in front of a mirror. Look at your body through Lilith eyes, not society's. And you want to speak positive affirmations like, I am sacred. My pleasure is divine. I love my body. My body is mine. I reclaim every inch of my temple. I am sexy. I am sensual. I am seductive. Number three, you can explore sensual movement. Dance for yourself. Put on music that makes you feel sensual and sexual. For me, I like to dance to instrumental music. And I love Doja Cat's Streets, Janet Jackson's Anytime or Any Place, or Tiana Taylor's Bear With Me. Y'all, when I get in front of the mirror and I dance to that, to any one of those, like I feel powerful, I feel sexy, like I just feel like I can take on the world. Um, and you want to move slowly, you want to sway your hips, roll your body, touch your skin, breathe deeply, and you can also put on some sexy lingerie too and dance for yourself, honey. Because you know what? This isn't about performance, it's about embodiment. Number four, you want to create a pleasure ritual. Yes, that's right. I said a pleasure ritual. And you want to do this, you want to stimulate all five senses: taste, touch, smell, um, sight, and taste, touch, and hearing. Excuse me, y'all. Going a little blank. So you want to connect with your body on your own terms without shame. You want to light candles. You can use oils. You can spray on some perfume. You can set a sacred space. You can indulge in like your favorite fruit or chocolate, honey. And you want to let pleasure be a prayer. Let desire be divine. And for reading, I would suggest a book that was extremely helpful for me on my journey in reclaiming my sexuality. And it's called Pussy Prayers, Sacred and Sensual Rituals, for Wild Women of Color by Black Girl Bliss. Yeah, that book was everything. Number five, you want to heal with the dark feminine. So you want to journal with Lilith. And so y'all, when y'all tap into Lilith energy, be serious because Lilith, she don't play no games. Lilith is one of them dark goddesses that like she will, when you want to uproot something, she will lay it all out before you. And so y'all got to be ready for this work. When people be talking about shadow work, yeah, it is no joke. It's almost like doing therapy at home, and it really helps you to get to the root of your issues. And when you call upon Lilith, she's going to show you what it is. And let me tell you, it's not always fun. It's not always it just could be it could be a lot, and it could be heavy. So just brace yourself, okay? And so just ask her to reveal to you what needs to be released. And if you want to, you can create an altar with black candles. You can use stones like obsidian. You can place red roses and moon water on your altar if you choose. And you just want to call in the energy of fierce feminine truth. Like you could say, I own my desires without apology. Let everything that is not of you, not anything that is blocking my pleasure, allow those things to come up so they can be removed. And remember, sexual liberation isn't just physical, it's mental, it's emotional, it's spiritual. To reclaim your sexuality is to reclaim your voice, your boundaries, your intuition, your energy, and your yes and your no. When a woman is sexually liberated, she becomes uncontrollable. She no longer conforms. She no longer contorts. She creates. And that's what Lilith came to teach us. So, lesson four, embracing Lilith through affirmation and invocation. Before we close, I want to share with you some of the channeled affirmations and invocation that I personally received while tapping into Lilith's energy. These are words that help me and can help you reclaim your sensual serenity and fully honor your erotic truth. Okay, so I'm going to list these affirmations, and as I say them, I will pause so that you can repeat the affirmation after me. Okay, here we go. I am whole unto myself. I accept all rejected parts of myself. I embrace my shadow. I embrace my essence. I embrace my sexual and erotic nature. I embrace my fullest power and only share it with those I deem worthy. I am a daughter of Lilith. I am a daughter of the dark divine feminine. I release those who have stopped me from reclaiming myself. I release those who have hindered my healing. I refuse to play small and deny myself pleasure. I am worthy of expressing my sensuality with no fear, no shame, no guilt. Awesome. Okay, so now we can go into the invocation of Lilith for the pleasure principle ritual. And I call it a pleasure principle ritual because, like, you have to work to make sure that pleasure is in your life. And when I say pleasure, I'm not just talking about sexual pleasure. Like, it can go with, like I said, the five senses, and you just want to do something that is pleasurable for you. Like, even if it's watching the sunset or stopping to smell the roses, and or reading your favorite book or painting, do something that is just pleasurable for you. And so this is the invocation that I downloaded. And hear the words. I tap into the dark goddess Lilith energy that resides within me, my wild, chaotic, and erotic side. She who represents the feminine identity, feminine sexuality, liberation, and empowerment. She who belongs to herself. She who puts her needs, desires, and wants first. She who seeks approval from no one. The erotic, seductive serpent goddess who teaches me how to honor my needs without hesitation. I tap into the energy of Lilith during the sacred time to guide me in reclaiming my own sexual identity, power, erotic nature, and pleasure. My fiery nature helps me burn away all that's keeping me from embracing my fullest sexual expression. May your daughters say your name, honor you, and reclaim your energy from this day forward. So shall it be. And that's the end of the invocation. And yeah, I will have to say that when I tap into these energies, these goddesses, these archetypes, I don't worship. I don't worship them. I don't see them as anything outside of myself. So that's why I say I tap into their energy, because I don't worship anything outside of me. I stopped doing that when I left out of religion. When I used to think of Sky Daddy being in the sky. No. With these goddesses, they are all representations of me. So I just invoke their energy. And with that being said, as always, may the Dark Mother bless your temple. May Lilith remind you that no part of you was ever meant to be silenced. And may your pleasure lead you home to yourself. This is Shadow Moon, Head Mistress of the Dark Mother Mystery School, reminding you your power has only just begun. Class is dismissed.